Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku daily analysis for the SP 500 for Thursday, January the 20th, 2011. Well, a continuation of the trend to the downside today, and we have a candle that's making a lower high and a lower low. Vastly different type of candle than the previous day's trading. On the previous day we had a very large red-bodied candle, which denoted the sellers making a very large amount of net bearish progress on the day between the open and the close. Today, all of that net bearish progress has evaporated. There's virtually none that's been made by the sellers today. So that could be quite significant for this market for the next day's trading. So the amount of net bearish progress is virtually zero and in stark contrast to the previous day. So this market is now set up for a change of trend back to the upside. Now we also, besides having this very small body, we have a very large shadow on the bottom of this candle, and that represents buyers coming in, and that represents also the sellers losing commitment. So with the market trending down, the sellers were able to take out the previous low, which means that the sellers were quite strong at that point. They extended the low of today a long way past the previous low, but they failed to maintain the market down around those levels, so they lost commitment. The buyers came in, bought the market back up, and closed the market up towards the high of the trading day. And that means that the buyers have closed this market in control. Now this area of support where the buyers have come in coincides with this small congestion area from previous day's trading, this rectangle that the market broke out of, and the market has now come back and testing that area, and quite often that happens when we have a breakout from a pattern. The market will take off fairly quickly, and we can see a couple of very large green body candles, and that's because we have a vacuum of sellers around this area, and the buyers get very keen, and the market comes in and takes off. The buyers come in and take off very rapidly, and then all of that buying evaporates and the sellers start to come back in, and the market tends to find support down around the levels of the breakout. So that's exactly what's happening here. So it wouldn't surprise to see this market make a higher high and a higher low tomorrow. So that makes the high of the current candle very important for a potential retest of up around the 1300 level. Now we can see this swing high traded up to around 1295 roughly, and we have the round number 1300, and that was exerting its force up around these levels when the market came off from that swing high. Now just looking at the Ichimoku indicators, we are still trading up above the clouds, so we have an overall positive bias, and the market is still trading up above the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen, which means that the market's bullish in the medium-term and fast-term time frames. Now the market is only just above the Tenkan-sen, which means that we're only just bullish. We're pretty much almost neutral in the medium-term time frame. Now just looking at the Kijun-sen though, that's pointing flat, and quite often when it turns flat, it tends to attract price action, and that's what's happened here on these last 2 days. Price action has been attracted back towards there, and that represents the mean in a medium-term time frame. The market is acting like a rubber band, extending away from the moon and then coming back towards the moon. So mean reversion is what Ichimoku charts are about. Now, interestingly also, the Tenkan-sen is held as support, and we can see here when the market tested it on the previous day, but also the market failed to close down below that area. So it's significant that the market is closed just up above there, tested below and closed up above, so that's quite important. So for the next day's trading, certainly watch the low of the current candle for a potential continuation of the lower highs and lower lows, because even though we haven't had a change of trend, the trend is still down. But certainly watch the high, because there is a strong potential for a change of trend and a test back up around the 1300 levels.